what said did you claim it? Instead Xbox, spin the block his legs live. Fast talking, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much make it a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's the matter with King? No response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You from the game and shoot, what said did you claim?
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted, this what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy the King, and I gotta change that title right now because let me tell you something. When you're moving and shaking, you're trying to figure out stuff in the background, you kind of miss things. And boy, did I just flub that up. Boom. That just happened. Now, that looks better. Now, first of all, I'm going to give a shout out to Lamont Davis. You the first one in the building. Shout out to Lamont doing his thing. You know, Magnum Force pulled up right after that. Fire emojis. And I'll give a shout out to Paulie Baba 2. And Christian East Exposed, bro. God bless, brother. Bless. Yo, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Every day, Asha seems to do more than everyone else. This is a calculated plan. This is a formed attack against the opposition. This is strategic that every day you are in the know with newness. Now, give me 1 second. And I'm back like I never left. Now, yeah, you heard the baby, right? Yeah. He said the dog is crying. I gotta feed mine also. Nah, she's not crying. What she's doing is she wants to go outside to go hang out with grandma. See, what grandma does is grandma is on vacation. So what Coco does is she uses this as her opportunity to hang outside all day. What Bella does is Bella sits right here next to me. She don't leave my side. Bella is in love with the king and she's a jealous puppy. So what she does is she stays completely next to me. While Coco, she just likes to use everybody for food and being outside. So she got to get sent upstairs. And speaking of food, all right, get ready. Oh, yeah. It's the alien. And the loveliest Olivia is here.
At Legendary Intel donated $4.99 through Super Chat. Tomorrow gaming changes forever #NOP6.
Facts. It's ridiculous. Now, I want to tell you this. Speaking of feeding, because, Magnum Force said he had to feed his dogs, so I want to feed my dogs, my peoples. Boom. That's up there. Go get your free factor meal. Go get that. Make it happen. If you enjoy it, I'm happy. Because again, at the end of the day, I got more meals to give away. Let me rip this up so I don't inadvertently show that again. Now, stick around. I'll be giving out more because I'm in that giving mood. And you know what's the craziest thing? Besides my sardines and duck eggs with the kimchi for lunch, it ain't no solid foods. So other than that, it has been that. Today's on the menu for dinner is the banana, mango, lemon, coconut milk, and pineapple. Delicious. And yeah, I get to knock that out. And it has a serving size, calorie servings of 180 times 3 per container. You got to look at how many people it would feed, and then you times that by 3, whatever the calorie intake is. So very low. Trying to make sure that I'm under, 2,000 calories a day. That's the deficit that you want to work at. That's where you want to stay in, and you want to work out in between all of that. So you don't feel hungry, you don't have no crashes, and you're not getting crazy. But again, these meals, like prep time, sometimes you don't have time to prep your meals, but you want to eat decently, you want to eat nutritiously, and you want to make sure that there's little to no mess. Factor Meals actually does that. So again, and whoever got that, don't worry. If you didn't get that one, there will be more. And it's very good. Trust me. That first box will get you hooked. Shout out to Back from the Dead. That's my guy. He's definitely been hooked on those. But every day we look around and we see Xboxes in the eco sphere just doing more than before. I've wanted this for a minute. But there's other movers and shakers out here. There are others that I actually care about. Y'all do see me in my Pokemon suit. You're about to see it again soon. I did purchase a Nintendo Switch. I did purchase a Nintendo Switch 2. I've had every Nintendo console ever made, even from the Famicom. Went back and got a Famicom, got a Super Famicom. I think the Super Famicom was my best looking console from Nintendo because it port haven. But throughout the years, Nintendo has always had a warm space in my heart, right? Diddy's home. Diddy's home. So we all know that Diddy's home. Oh, yeah. Give a shout out to the alien bringing the lovely Miss Olivia.
At Hollywood Rules 2673 donated $2 through Super Chat. Empress Asher taking access to all narratives #no PS6.
Facts. Like, yo, she's breaking down every... I don't know. I want to know what her major was in college. Psychological warfare? Because this is insane. This is insane. I don't watch people's channels, but I would really love to know what the Pony's channels is talking about. Because honestly, I don't know. I think they have gone silent or something. Something has happened that I don't see them as active as they used to be online. I don't know what went down. I don't know what happened. But obviously, this is a direct result of whatever psychological warfare Asha and her team has going on over there. But throughout all my years, Nintendo has always had a warm space in my heart. Actually, Nintendo brought us back from the Great Crash. Remember, I was there when Atari and all of them and ColecoVision, they crashed and burned. And Nintendo came back, and I remember hanging out in Ronald and Robert's house, and I remember because they were twins, and I remember them getting Punch Out, and we would stay up playing Punch Out, and it was just those type of games actually fostered how I went along in life. Gaming, just fun, trying to take my mind off of whatever was happening on around me. But one of the games that stood out the most was Zelda. And that golden cartridge, I'm never going to forget seeing it come in a golden cartridge. I was like, what the hell is this? And we got a chance to play it. And I'm sorry, like back in the days, the wonderment, I guess because you're a child and it's the first time they're doing certain things and they're trailblazing a way forward for us, that they were taking more risks based upon, I guess, them seeing they had nothing to lose because the industry had already crashed. Zelda has always had a staple in my gaming history. And everybody can like different Zeldas, like Wind Waker. Mine is Skyward Sword. I thought that and doing that move, I had the shield and you couldn't tell me a damn thing because I was actually Zelda. But for a lot of people, the Ocarina of Time was the best. Now, I don't know, y'all could put it here. Y'all could tell me which one was your best Zelda because, listen, we could be an Xbox channel all we like, but you ain't got no love for Nintendo. You ain't got no love for Nintendo. Nintendo brings out the absolute kid in you, and it's the truth. I was like a big kid when I was in Tokyo, Japan, and that's because Nintendo runs Japan. But Nintendo's reportedly, and this is brought to you by WCCF Tech, and it's Francisco de Mayo. Nintendo's reportedly building Zelda Ocarina of Time remake from scratch and a new 2D game for the franchise's 40th anniversary blitz. From scratch. I've never heard of a Nintendo game like, I don't even know what the engines are called, right? Excuse me. Say something like the Wind Waker engine or something. I've never, for some reason, they're held to a different standard. Yo, yeah, the Zelda, the alien has brought our wonderful friend Olivia.
At Sinister2 donated $2 through Super Chat. We had a Zelda moment of sharing unlocks.
Facts. Shout out to Sinister X2. That is my brother. Yo, no matter how far you are away from me in this life, I'm always here for you. No matter what. That is so true, man. That is so true. It was such a blessing that he got a chance to go with us to E3, and we was out in California, and he's a part of the original Channel 5. Sinister is an incredible dude. That's my guy, man. But, among the games rumored to launch in the next coming months is the Nintendo Switch 2. For the Nintendo Switch 2 is the Zelda Ocarina of Time remake. Little is known about the project, but today's some additional details of the remake. One of the best games of all time has been shared by Nash. Now, I remember getting Ocarina of Time and the Nintendo 64, and it was like, because for some reason, I felt the Nintendo 64 was their best console, but it wasn't. You understand what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know, at that time, I thought that they had made the leap over, but they kind of really didn't. They always seem larger than life, but it's never really true. So it's just the effect that Nintendo has on the individual that cultivate that in their mind. And I'm not gonna lie, that Zelda actually had like a real impact on me. Speaking through the latest episode of the Attack of the Backlog podcast, the leaker said the developers are rebuilding the entire game from scratch for this remake. The leaker first heard about the project back in 2022, which at a point the studio was hiring creative artist leads. Well, regarding the art direction, the developers are reportedly experimenting with the art style. Now, I heard that was controversial. I heard a lot of people doesn't want like a Wind Waker type of thing, or everybody's been wanting a super realistic Zelda for some reason. I don't know why. I'm pretty comfortable with whatever they decide to do, because at the end of the day, the artistic interpretation of whatever Nintendo brings across, because for some reason, and I guess this happens to, I think they have this level of carte blanche because they were the one that brought the industry back, right? If it wasn't for them, I guess gamers really understand, and it's the unspoken words that if it wasn't for Nintendo, I don't think we would be here as far as we are. So at the end of the day, I think they're given more rope or more leadway to experiment, to try to do things different. And I appreciate it. They're back. Hey, 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 hey. Alien business with Olivia.
At Richai Teresma donated $10 through Super Chat. Revolutionary warfare, all's fair, love and war for the cause. I gotta take you off here. Asha channeling her inner Nas.
Facts. Listen. Nah. I got to take you off of here because there's only one, and that's me. As far as all this fight, that's that Ghostface joint, man. That's yo. Oh, I got goosebumps just thinking about that. Yo, you crazy? You just gave me goosebumps. Insane business what she's doing. When we get to the Xbox portion, we're going to get to it real quick. I got to give respect to Nintendo for continuing the plan. Now, my Switch 2 is sitting here. It's not getting any real burn. It hasn't been any real games of impact with it. And I think this wave of games that's coming is going to start that avalanche, that impactful feel of what this device can do, because I think this thing is under threat by anything that's in its circumference with pricing. And it needs to be taken seriously. So the developers are reportedly experimenting with the art style, and while there's no concrete indication of which direction it has taken, the leaker stated that the remake is being treated as a high-budget project. And there are strong clues suggesting that Monolith Soft, the developers of Xenoblade Chronicles, which also supported the development of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, is either the primary developer or heavily involved. I would hope so. As for when the Ocarina of Time remake would be announced, Nash Riedel expects to reveal during the next major Nintendo Direct next month. Yeah, I heard that as well. Where a late 2026 release date will be confirmed. The project's alongside another new Nintendo original 2D project, which will utilize the Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. And I like that one. I love that engine. I love that engine. That engine for me, that like semi-top that engine, and he looks like a little toy. That engine looks great to me. It is meant to coincide with the franchise's 40th anniversary and the launch of the live-action movie in May 2027. Now, a movie, cool. Live action, yeesh. But Zelda later on this year. Is Zelda the one that's going to take on Grand Theft Auto 6? Is Zelda the one that's going to be bold enough to believe that they can actually attack Grand Theft Auto 6? That'd be strange to see. That'd be strange to see, because I want to know who's going to have the cojones to step up and to do that. Now, yeah. Go alien, go alien, and Olivia, go alien.
At Stinzo86 donated $1.99 through Super Chat. Please do your happy dance.
You got the happy dance. Now, when I'm talking about psychological warfare, and we're going to get right to it, a lot of times I like to keep the topic for the end. Yo, 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 yo. Alien, it's the alien. And Olivia, it's the alien.
At new_soul9 donated $5 through Super Chat. King, should Asher mandate all studio games to be running on Unreal Engine 5? Since Halo will be moving to Unreal Engine 5.
I hope not. I hope not. If we didn't just read that Nintendo is starting from scratch, probably utilizing their own engine, I hope not. Okay, so the reason why I say I hope not is because there's a lot of flexibility in the Unity engine, right? And there's a lot of flexibility in creating engines on your own. Now, there's limiting factors, there's pros and cons to everything. With the Unreal Engine, the majority of the developers that you can bring in that can plug and play into your ecosystem, that's better. With the Unity engine, that works the same way, but there's pluses and minuses to both engines, right? And when we go ask developers what engine that they're using, and you're going to see a lot of that when we go to Summer Games Fest, everything is probably being locked down right now. Like, as far as what June would look like, it's being locked down in the sense that Iron Lords pretty much got a lot of their stuff ready. We got some stuff happening this weekend, and we will talk more about that. My son is going to have a great time this weekend. This is going to be a great Mother's Day weekend for all the mothers that's in the world and all the fathers that's playing mothers as well, right? But now I honestly think that the flexibility in the studios being able to offer different variety of engines is necessary. I don't think making everybody or mandating every team to utilize Unreal Engine 5 actually is smart, because there's limitations to that engine, to be real with you. You start to see the sameness, like, you know how, like, the same textures and the sameness of Unreal Engine 5 when you see certain creators are able to take that engine and draw out different greater aspects of it. So until then, I like the Decima engine, right? Could you imagine if Kojima was like locked to Unreal Engine 5? I don't think he have that flexibility. So I just like the creator to paint with whatever paintbrush they want to paint with, utilize whatever canvas they want to utilize in order to get us a great interpretation of what they want to get across. So I think that should be always ultimately up to the vision of the studio. And I think Xbox has done a great job with that, right? I think so. Because we wouldn't have games like Kiln. And that sucks, because right now, I believe that game is desperately underrated. It's now available. I thought Game Pass would give it that signal boost that is necessary. I heard Steam, that game is super low on Steam. I didn't think it would play good to Steam anyway. I think Xbox needs to make sure that Windows is starting to be seen as a good metrics for where games are played. And I think Asha is heading in that direction. So Xbox and Windows would be seen instead of just reporting Steam numbers and everybody thinking Steam numbers is the end all be all. Because if you saw the other day, what was that? Marathon had only like 500 players on. And that statistic was being misleading, because at the end of the day, they had a down day where they was like doing like some updates or something like that to the game. So people disingenuously jumped on, gave you, oh, it's only 500 people and the game is dead. And if you don't know that it has a down service time, or if you don't see other places where the game is being played, you will automatically think that the game isn't good. So again, I think we need to do better there, and I think Asha probably would get that done. But today, when I'm going looking for the GDC Spring Talk and all the information from that I haven't received yet, and on Project Helix, that I'm eagerly anticipating, because my Canon Ninjas is out there and I'm waiting for that information. We're getting information from many different specters, and I need to lock down concrete stuff before I bring it to you guys, verify it and everything. Asha bops out, and hold on, she does this. Now, I want y'all to know, when you get a new console, the first thing you anticipate is the boot up screen. Because the boot up screen tells you this is a new experience. This is a new device. It's supposed to bring newness, right? Now, what key companies do is they give you the newness, but keeping a little bit of what you remember in order to keep that whole synergistic feel of that nostalgia, but giving you a little bit of newness. I think Asha understands that, and this is what I mean. That's and that thing reminds you of Xbox. Doesn't bubble up like the original, the OG. But for some reason, it reminds you of the OG. But it reminds you of the 360. But it has something to do with Xbox One. It feels reminiscent of all that because all of that plays in your mind. And what I get from it, it's a new beginning. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new time. It's Asha's way. And how best to signify change is to start out with the boot up screen. To make sure that you understand this is not your typical Xbox. This is not your typical regime. This is not the same old, same old. We're switching it up. Oh, alien. Go, alien. Go, Olivia. With the alien. Yo.
At @new_soul9 donated $2 through Super Chat. They are using nostalgia, and it's working on me.
That's what I'm talking about. I have played that sequence maybe 5 to 6 different times. Just trying to fill out what it's trying to evoke. And they nailed it. You could say to yourself that it's just something minor. But these minor things matter. They matter in the grand sense of things because if you're one of those people that stay on Twitter, stay on Instagram, oh, I salute you, soldier. What is that? Great Mongoose member for 28 months, Soldier S rank. I salute you, soldier. At first was not on board with Asha. Now she gets a thumbs up. I'm always a look-see type of person. You're not going to get my allegiance until you prove yourself. And that's always going to be the case. And through this, whatever adversity that she was facing, she has pushed past it. Financials are showing up. We wanted to see how she was going to handle that because we knew that it was going to be negative news. How is she going to handle the negative news that is coming her way that she had nothing to do with? Handled it like a G. What they did over there, I ain't got nothing to do with that. But I do understand where we are and what state we're in. And as we dig ourselves out of this hole, you will know exactly who we are and what we stand for. What we do not stand for is AI. Boom. Get that co-pilot up out of here. What we do stand for is the community. Let's bring back FanFest. What we do stand for is the future. Project Helix is on the back of your neck. What we do stand for is these games. Everything on this slate is being evaluated for exclusivity. We're going to look at value. What we do stand for is you. Let's lower that cost on that Game Pass Ultimate. Let's get that PC entrance in there because we need to make inroads over there on Steam. So, all that stuff being said, is more stuff that has been done through her understanding that Xbox needs a whole culture shift. Replacing and repealing everything, this is an Xbox. Getting rid of that whole marketing ad, that campaign of that. Changing the tone in the building. Getting rid of older people or other people that weren't in lockstep with what the company is meaning. Separating themselves from Microsoft while positioning Xbox as the brand, which it always is the brand. Don't get it twisted. That Microsoft game stuff had to die. You had to die because you're causing confusion. Is it Microsoft games or is it Xbox games? Are you trying to phase out Xbox? Why bring this dude here? Get him out of here. Next week's your Xbox Series consoles will be a little bit different when booting up at the Microsoft Home. Xbox CEO Asha Sharma, affectionately called the Empress, has revealed a new intro sequence for the system on X, with the green logo featured front and center. The sound effects also seem slightly altered from the original animation that launched in 2020 with the console. Asha stated that the new Bootup should arrive May 13th for the series owners. The green logo replaces the white on black animation and it goes textless when previously Xbox was written out on the screen. There was a soft-handed green in the original the original sequence. But this new one doesn't hold back from the color associated with the Xbox brand. Oh, the alien is here, and Olivia too.
At Minimum FRC donated $2 through Super Chat. The only AI I need is AutoSR.
Facts. I think that's going to play a big thing. Now, listen, one of my K&N ninjas was hitting me up, and they was talking to me, and we were talking about how, you remember when everybody was so stuck on the NPU in the box for the Project Helix, and how everyone was saying, well, that it's not going to do anything. All it's going to do is just power the AI, and it's just going to, just be for Copilot. Now, if Copilot ain't there, who's it for? What it for? See, very early on in the Xbox One creation, when they took 10% of the power of the machine and slotted that out for the Kinect. You see, what they could have did was gave the machine the full power, sold the Kinect as an add-on like it should be. Call it, the Kinect 2. If you want it, you get it. But what they wanted to do was make sure that it was 100% adoption rate with every system being sold. That machine came with a Kinect. See, the problem with that whole idea is this. Majority of the people that wanted the machine didn't want the Kinect. You see, even though the Kinect was the largest or the greatest selling peripheral in like gaming history or whatever, that thing wasn't wanted. Never wanted, never needed, never asked for. And to take away percentage power from your machine forced it a whole resolution gate where PlayStation absolutely didn't have that device connected. Their device was an option. Their device was either going to be bundled with the box, but was removed. The DRM was in the box, but was removed. The mistakes of Xbox was seen far ahead of time, and they could have delayed and could have changed. But that regime was so stuck in their ways that it sunk the console. Asha, being very astute, is seeing some of the missteps that Xbox has made, understands what is going wrong, and realizes that change must start now and not later. You can't wait to get to the new machine and show yourself as a new individual. You must cultivate and stabilize now. That's part of her whole edict. Stabilize Generation 9. Because you can't launch off from a shaky launch pad. That launch pad must be solidified. You must have renewed interest. You must have renewed fan base to even want your devices, right? So if you disrespected, rejected, disenfranchised your fan base, then who is going to champion you going forward? You must galvanize, you must energize, you must incentivize your fan base. You must have them ready to fight for you, run through a brick wall. Like, you may not be the best. You ever see a football team that you know is not better than that football team? The Giants weren't better than the Patriots on paper. But what they did was they had their backs, they believed, and they had a fan base that was pushing for them. And it was absolutely no way that Eli was going to lose. So you got to look at that. I don't know what speech that they told them inside that locker room before they went out for the second half. But I know it was never to give up. And I know it was fight for every inch. Pause. So at the end of the day, these dudes ain't giving up. And she said, we will fight for every player. I don't know. That's the biggest curiosity. You gotta say, damn, like, who's you? Who's you to exude this aura? For me, she's like Aura Farman in her office all day. Because she's looking at what works psychologically and attacking each narrative that everyone has. And I know it's like every day, this is like a broken record. It gets sickening to the point that I'm saying this every day. But every day it's something different. It's not I'm saying it like to the same thing. I didn't even bring up the stuff that she did yesterday. This is today's stuff, right? So you're saying to yourself, damn, what else you gonna do? Like, what else they been talking about? Because I didn't know this. And I think they probably been doing this for a while. And y'all can let me know. Indie Selects for May 2026, the big moments and bold games. And this is brought to you by Amy Connors, Stephen Allen, Jessica Ronald, Raymond Estrada, Chloe I'm sorry, I broke your name up. That's the ID at Xbox stunt coordinators, right? Now, they said every Wednesday, you could drive into Indie Select Hub and your gateway to the fresh cultivated indie collection, plus the themes, spotlights on the rotate weekly. You can also find this collection in the Hub Xbox store, and you click here at Indie Selects. Or you can go to Xbox Wire, click on Indie Selects, and go check this stuff out. Now, I did not know this was a thing. I'm gonna be real with you. I did not know that if ID at Xbox did this weekly Wednesday Indie Select pop-up. I really didn't. And based upon me doing the Mouse PI for Hire, this is what brought me here, right? Because when you NDA some stuff, a lot of times on your feed and inside your algorithm, the stuff that you actually are working on will pop up. You'll see it. So I'm like, what is this Idea at Xbox stuff? They got a new show? And like, no. It's just a weekly spotlight on games that they curated. So they just finished having the Idea at Xbox thing. And I think that is going wonderful because, again, it incentivizes and invigorates the indie core set, what runs us. Oh, Nathan, I salute you. Thank you for subscribing. So listen, the monthly selects is this. You have Mouse PI, and we're going to go down. We're going to go down. Now I did, and this was Lord Sovereign and myself, we did the review of this game. If you are into first-person shooters, if you want something absolutely different, if you like that slapstick humor, that you like all of that stuff, that courageous cat and minute mouse talk, I suggest you go check it out. It's a Wonderful World. It's brought to you by Playside, and it's Xbox Play Anywhere. I played it on my Steam Deck. I played it on my Xbox ROG Ally X. I played it on my Series X, and I also played it on my PlayStation 5 Pro. I can't recommend this game more. I love first-person shooters. I love first-person shooters that are different, that act outside of the box. I recommend this title more. Now, Dos Divas. Don't know exactly what this is, but this is brought to you by Outer Loop Games as Xbox Play Anywhere. Dos Divas, as a playfully suggests that saving the world might come down to a perfectly cooked meal. At the heart is a narrative, turn-based RPG that weaves together exploration, cooking, and thoughtful strategy in a way that feels both fresh and deeply human. Might have to check that out. Turn-based RPGs, always got to check them out every time they pop out. Now, this one is content warning. This looks kind of creepy. Look at their little faces. And this is brought to you by Landfall Games, Xbox Play Anywhere again. And, it's $9.99. This is a co-op horror survival game, except it's being possessed by an unholy spirit of an influencer culture. You and your friends aren't trekking through creepy depths of an abandoned ancient world to unearth the untold secrets to save the world. You are there for clips, the clicks, the clout. Of course, all the other, all of that only counts if you actually survive long enough to upload it. It sounds completely ridiculous on paper, but let's be honest, this is the Logan Paul and Jake Paul game. Going into creepy places and uploading stuff and just looking for clicks and clout. I think that'd be fun. This could be one of the, I salute you, soldier. This is Kilo Papa Golf. And he was with his family, and I told you, brother, I appreciate you. Family always come first. I read every comment, bro. And facts, the Empress is on her MOP, Annie up mode. Facts. Yap that fool. Clap that fool. Kidnap that fool. Crazy. But this might make it to the 24-hour stream. I'm still thinking about how to do the 24-hour stream. I'm still thinking about what day would be best to do the 24-hour stream. You never know. Might be something soon. But people of note, graphically, this looks different. I'm a graphical hog. At the end of the day, make good graphics. You got me in. All right, so this is Play Anywhere again. This is Anna Piranha. I always say that name wrong. Interactive. People of Note is a bright and bold, character-driven experience that blends narrative, music, and turn-based gameplay. There it is, turn-based. Once you say turn-based, I'm cool. I'm in. I don't superly detest action RPGs. I love turn-based RPGs way more. Final Fantasy VII turn-based, loved it. Final Fantasy Remake action RPG, I know that's controversial. If you don't like it, fight me. Anyway. But the game is centered around a cast of impressive, deeply human characters brought to life through a distinguishing art style and sharp, punchy dialogue that carries real personality in every interaction. They said it has the energy of fans that like Hi-Fi Rush. So again, if you like Hi-Fi Rush, maybe this thing might talk to you. Go check it out. But I might, the baby alien. Space Warlord Baby Trading Simulator. I've never heard of this. This is Play Anywhere. Buy low and sell high. And a short entire universe of babies is the arcade stock market sim set in the world of Space Warlord organ trading simulation. What? This creative description of the game, and I'm honestly not sure what more I can add, really, is more like gambling on those babies. Yo! Trade babies. Likely, yo! Okay. Let's move on from trading the babies. Icarus, the console edition. All right. It could be. This could be one of them. All right, and this is not Play Anywhere, so you just threw yourself out there. You're the highest price of the bunch, and you're not Play Anywhere. That's $40. And there's a certain kind of panic that only the Icarus console edition can create, the kind of where the peaceful resources runs out, suddenly turns into a sprint through a lightning storm while you're carefully crafting wooden cabin catches fire behind you. And honestly, the tension is exactly what it makes it out to be so hard to put down. DayZ on an alien planet, not really my thing. I'm going to be real with you at the end of the day. But I didn't know ID at Xbox did that every Wednesday. And every Wednesday, I'm going to be on the lookout for that. So again, if I can bring light to any indie games that are out there that need that signal boost, that needs us guys that actually use Play Anywhere as a barometer of how they game and what they're looking for, because that's my barometer. My barometer is Play Anywhere. If you give me, it's like somebody giving you money, but if they're giving you money and they're telling you your money can do more different things than just sitting there, then I'm going to do that with my money instead. So this allows me to be that much better when it comes to my gaming. Now, for a long time, individuals always thought that hardcore older people buy games. And for a lot of times we felt that, and we hear it on Twitter all the time, right? I buy games, I support the developer, and all that other crap that was being told. I always felt the opposite. I always felt that you can always count on the lowest common denominator. You can always count on the baseline. You can always count on Captain Frugal. You can always count on that individual that is waiting for that deal. That's why I thought the Series S was such a great deal, because it allowed you to get into Generation 9, but allowed you to game at the low, right? So I felt that they were going to cater to the broke boys. Now, I know a lot of guys get triggered when I say that, broke boys. But again, not everybody is a hardcore gamer that needs to jump in day one, that wants to jump in and play at the highest. Not everybody's the same. Not every gamer is created equal. Some gamers actually have 4 or 5 kids, but still trying to be in the know, right? That don't make you a broke boy. That just makes you an individual that have priorities, right? Or some people are in school and they trying to game on their spare time and they don't want this to take up their bandwidth. There's different gamers all across the world. But the hardcore gamers believe we move the needle. We believe that we're 90% of what the industry is. In all actuality, we aren't. Because I got statistics for you people. You not who you thought you was. And this is brought to you by VGC. And this is brought to you by Andy Robertson. 62% of hardcore players no longer buy full-price games, survey suggests. Oldest players are the least likely to buy full-price games, report suggests. And I want to know by you guys, do you go out and buy games? Are you guys running out there full price? I stopped being a full-price dude long time ago. Now, I'm a special case. At the same time, when I'm telling you I'm not buying full price games, 9 times out of 10, I got to review them. Like, I got some games that I got to review now that I'm under NDA for, that I got to configure my console so it doesn't inadvertently take a picture or post anything that you got to get a chance to see that I'm playing. Because a lot of times you look at my dashboard or you look and see what King is doing, and that outs me. So I got to configure my console, the one that's over there that I play, not this one. And I got to make sure that it's not being seen. But again, I get a lot of the newer games earlier and I'm playing them. So that takes away from the slate. Now, me running out to buy a game is not really going to happen because, again, I'm probably have a backlog of stuff that I do want to play, that I do want to get into. I want to finish Black Myth Wukong. It's just every week is something. So now, according to the Generations in Play report, developed by IGN Entertainment in association with Kintar and USC Berkeley, which it says is based on a polling of thousands of highly committed consumers in the US and UK and Australia. According to the report, 38% of millennials are people aged 30 and 34, or people aged 30 to 34, and 42% of the Gen Z, those aged 14 to 29, said that they still buy full price games. But only 20% of Gen X people aged 46 to 61 said they would. You know what? And let me tell you why I think it's only 20% of us Gen X say that they won't. I think we live long enough and we've gained long enough to realize that there will be a price break, or that we have a backlog that's so damn long that game can wait. And I honestly think that's it. Ages 14 to 29, I don't think they have great impulse control, right? And age 30 to 34, you're probably starting to establish your families and stuff like that. So you're going to have 38% and this one's going to have 42%. I think impulse control actually is at a disadvantage for Gen Z. And commenting on the report, Games Business, Christopher Drang, of course, the notorious. All right. So when I say a PlayStation shill, you have to have been paid for, brought for, and sold to Sony. And it already has came out that he has been sponsored by and continues being sponsored by Sony. So when I say a shill, I'm talking facts. I'm talking someone that has received monetary gain in the form of a check. Now, again, I've never received a check from Microsoft. I love Xbox. I've never received a check from Xbox. I love Xbox. Again, when I talk bad about Sony, it's because I'm a consumer and I don't like how they treat me. So again, I'm talking from that position. So a lot of times people talk from a position of being paid for, brought of, and sold. Right? If that ever happened here, you would come in and you will hear me say, this is brought to you by Xbox. This is not my opinion. Anyway, this is what Christopher Drang said. It reflects on a market where consumers have more than ever to play and less demand to rush out to buy new releases that could be also unpolished at launch. That's part of the digital era. I honestly believe so. But at the end of the day, when you got things like humble bundles where you can get tons of games inside these bundles, and you can go to the Xbox game store, and if you happen to have Game Pass, you can start to see the prices on games drop. Like just recently, I went on a Castlevania spree where I was going to making sure that every Castlevania game that was inside the Xbox ecosystem I owned. And that's because I'm a huge Castlevania fan. Not saying that I'm ever going to have the damn time to play any of these damn games. Right? So when a new game pops out, what do? Majority of the time, if the hooks are not in you, because a lot of games got to have their hooks in you in order for you to sit there and end these games. If you're stuck on live service games, you're really not going to bounce over. If you're stuck on games that you only game on the weekend, your backlog is only going to grow. If you're an individual that's working a 9 to 5 or 11 to 7 or wherever, then you're in rotation. And the majority of us older people, the 46 to 61s, we are in that heavy rotation. We have gotten to the point where we have established ourselves and we don't have the time to run out and buy. 14 to 29, yeah. That's your peak gaming time. I remember I can stay up for 24 hours beating a game. And had a girlfriend. Had a couple of them. But what they didn't do was infringe on my gaming time. My wife could be like, yo, let's go watch this show. All right. There goes that time. Because you start to prioritize exactly what matters later on in life. Right? So again, I was looking at this and I was saying, damn, I wonder how many of you guys actually fall into this like myself. And myself, I fall into that 46 to 61 range when it comes out to I don't have the time to run out and be going to buy new games. And the majority of the new games that I do get is because I have to do a NDA. I got a game now that I have to play because the game comes out soon. And I'm still playing a game right now. So sometimes I felt like I'm being held hostage playing these games. I love it. I love it. Don't ever get it twisted. I dreamed of this. I wanted this. I accept this. And that's my fate. Now, if I can multiply myself like multiplicity, then it'll be a thing. But one thing that we didn't talk about, you see scalpers all over the place, and we did talk about the Steam machine, we did talk about the Steam controller, and we will be talking about the Steam frame at some point in time, whenever these other devices actually do come out. But people were on my timeline because they were upset with the scalpers. And, oh, yeah. Go Alien and Olivia. Go Alien and Olivia. Let's get it.
At Hollywood Rules 2673 donated $5 through Super Chat. Time poor bro, fiance, kids, work insane backlog, movies other hobbies. It's crazy. If I wait it's my backlog versus why spend it right now to sit there.
Facts. Yo, Hollywood Rules knows that, well, this weekend, Mortal Kombat is this weekend. Taking the son, taking wifey. We're going to see Mortal Kombat. Plus, I got something very special this weekend. We're going to go see Mortal Kombat. So we are heavily invested in the movie culture. That takes up your time. You got family. That takes up your time. So again, when you start to establish yourself later on in this life, your time for your recreational hobbies is going to disappear. But I didn't talk about this, and I wanted to talk about this because I saw everybody running to these scalpers on eBay. I felt that was foolish. I felt that it was stupid. I always felt that eBay represented a genre capitalizing on people's misfortune. Now, sometimes you can catch great deals on eBay, but the majority of eBay is focused on individuals that missed out initially, and scalpers are capitalizing on your misfortunes. Now, seeing that I know that GameStop is heading towards the ultimate crash, and that's not something that I want to happen. That's something that's kind of inevitable with these consoles, right? If you think about it, if these consoles start selling direct to customer and you're buying from PlayStation, you're buying from Xbox, you're buying from Steam, you're buying from Nintendo, and they're no longer on the store shelves where the shrinking real estate that's inside Best Buy There's no Circuit City. PC Riches is shrinking as we see it. These consumer electronics stores are getting smaller and smaller, with Amazon taking up the bulk of it. Everybody is purchasing online. So I know GameStop is looking at its mortality. Well, this is something that has come my way, and this is something that I've been monitoring, right? The investors' action, Michael Burry sold his entire GME position after GameStop unsolicited, this is crazy, unsolicited $56 billion bid for eBay, citing concerns over excessive debt and leverage. Understanding what that means is they don't understand how much debt eBay actually has. And I don't understand where's the margin for GameStop to make revenue. So obviously something is there that I'm not seeing, but Michael Burry understood very instantly he needed to get out before the rest of his stocks tank over at GameStop. The deal criticism. Burry compared the potential debt of the Wayfair and the Carvana. I salute you, soldier. Be Lou. Be the Lou cake. Yo. Member for 22 months, Soldier S ranked. They're showing the new Sega game right now. I know I'm going to get off of this right now because I want y'all to run over there and go see that. Again, I'm looking at this. I'm monitoring this. I want to see exactly how far this goes. But at the end of the day, I only see a downfall when it comes to this. I know GameStop is trying to bail themselves out, but I think they're thinking the positioning with getting eBay and then transitioning to cards and selling cards. I think they can facilitate those sales through the stores so you have a safer place to get your stuff. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's the alien. And they're bringing Olivia. That's what's happening.
At Hollywood Rules 2673 donated $2 through Super Chat. King, we saw GameStop kill off mom/pop game stores.
Tore them to shreds and didn't have any remorse in their heart. So when they go the way of the dinosaur, I don't care. They've been vampires on the gaming culture for years. And it's high time that they disappear. No longer are we beholden to stand outside in front of their stores and they cultivate us like sheep and bring us in the doors and treat us how they want to treat us. They are beholden to us now in the digital era where we're just a click away from the games today, where we could just go to Amazon and order them, when we can go to other places and get our games, and we can ostracize them out of the industry because at the end of the day, they have been vampires stealing and hoarding our stuff. But this is Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. I want to thank each and every last one of you guys for showing up, and I want y'all over there to the Sega stuff and watch that. I don't want to take too much of your time because I want to watch it, because I know it's something that we're going to be talking about tomorrow, because I know something's going to happen. I heard a rumor. that Sega's on the deal table. Quite possibly. And if that does happen, well, try to play the Game Pass is going to have a whole different connotation. But I want you to go where I'm about to go, where you should go after we go watch Stranger Than Heaven. I want you to go where game is game and win is win. And I want you to try to play the Game Pass, but before you play the Game Pass, I told you, I'm the best at this intro game. If you got by anybody better, put them up.
What's a man or a king? What's it a saying? Advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game, but shoot what said as you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs slide. Fast talking, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moonrise just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That flash making a portrait. Gun kick back, knock grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's a man or a king? What's it a saying? Advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game, and shoot what said as you claim it.
You already know the time. Told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Said what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh?